We needed to, first of all, generate the funds that would be required to put a 70% diversion program in place. And we also wanted to make sure that the way we generated the money was going to drive change and drive behavior simultaneously. Although I'm with a private waste management company, I'm actually going to speak to you about my previous role. I left the City of Toronto about a little over a year ago, where I was the general manager of solid waste. And very much like New York City, we had to close our last landfill around the year 2000. So ultimately we felt the fairest way to both raise the additional $54 million in our case, which was about a 20% increase in our solid waste budget, to raise the money required and to drive behavior change, was to put in place a volume-based rate system. Now I'm showing the single-family side of things here, but there's a parallel program for multifamily and for the small commercial sector as well. We also believed that we had to make garbage generation and disposal as difficult and as expensive as possible for residents, and on the converse side, to make waste diversion very convenient and in fact free. So we basically put all of the dollars on the disposal side. You would pay for the amount of waste that you generate, and you would have free, unlimited waste diversion. From a convenience standpoint, we knew that if we were going to be adding an organic program, that we would want that to be a weekly service at a minimum. So we shifted waste collection from once a week to once every 2 weeks, which also allowed us to really not add a lot of cost on the collection side, because now we were, with split vehicles, collecting organics every week, and then either recyclables or waste on the alternating week. And then we set up the rates. And the rates, of course, were quite a challenge to get through council. But ultimately, I think council saw the fairness in them and felt that it gave residents the opportunity, in fact, to pay less than they were paying on their tax bill if they were successful in reducing the amount of waste they generated. We introduced a small, medium, large, and extra large garbage bin. Ultimately, 60% of single-family homes chose or gradually evolved into the small or medium-sized bins. 30% in the large and just 10% in the extra large. But the extra large bin is paying $400 a year, and the small bin $199 a year. So in fact, from a revenue generation standpoint, the extra large bin is really where a lot of the revenue comes from to allow us to put the diversion programs in place, which is quite fair. This slide just basically shows that we couldn't get to 70% with a single program. It was a multitude of interrelated programs, and we took it to council that way. We really felt that we should not go to council and ask them for approval on the green bin program, separate from asking for approval, for example, on the user fee system. We felt that it was all very integrated, and if we wanted to get the capture rates required to feed the plants we were looking at building, that we needed the full integrated approach. And ultimately, council did give us direction to go to the 70% diversion goal and to put that user fee system in place. Literally the first day of the program, we were at over 90% participation on the curve. So pretty amazing day one.